Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the betting talk. Today we're taking a look at UFC Fight Night Vettori versus Roman Dolidze 2, which is taking place on March 15th, 2025, starting at 4 p.m. EST. And at the end, we're also going to be taking a look at one singular NBA game, which I'm just going to be dropping a couple of units on. And we're going to be taking a look at the entire UFC card, giving my best bets, the 4 best bets. We're going to be looking at props and parlays. Let's just get right into it and get you guys out of here as fast as possible. Let's start off with the UFC Fight Night. And if you guys are looking for that NBA pick, it will be at the end. I don't usually pick. I haven't done NBAs in a little while, but I don't mind this one. We're going to be looking at the 4 best bets to start it off. If you guys are looking at props, you might want to tune in 5 minutes later. If you're looking at parlays, tune into near the end, and we'll give you those parlays. We're going to be starting off with the first best bet on the card, which will be Sam Hughes versus Stephanie Luciano. We're going with Sam Hughes. I think the opposition that Sam Hughes has fought is significantly better than Stephanie Luciano. Luciano coming out of the jungle fight, only fighting Talita Alencar inside of the UFC so far. She did fight her on Contender Series. We believe that fight was to Stephanie Luciano, and we just had a rematch to assure that win. I do believe Sam Hughes has too much for her. I think she's just fought the better opposition. I think her veteran status inside of the UFC, being inside of the UFC for almost 5 years now, is a big underestimation that some people are making. I think Stephanie Luciano has fought some absolute trash competition. She also lost a decision to Andreas Romero, who is absolutely atrocious. She's 7-5 inside of her career, and she was 3-1 after that fight against Luciano. She's fought some terrible opposition and lost to people way worse than Stephanie Luciano. And I think Sam Hughes here has a fantastic opportunity to come out as an underdog at plus 225 and make it through. We're looking at Sam Hughes as a plus 225 money line. We're also looking at Sam Hughes by decision at plus 260. If you guys want to stay on the safe side, over 2.5 rounds sitting at minus 700 seems a little bit too chalky to lay, which in my opinion it is. I think Sam Hughes is the better pick here, and if you don't want to lay it, we can just move on to bet number 2. We're going to be looking at Andre Lima versus Daniel Barez. I think Andre Lima is a perfect pick here. I think him by decision is looking good. Daniel Barez, very sturdy fighter, hasn't been knocked out many times inside of his career. I believe only once, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's submissions, excuse me, submissions. Rafael Filo, he also got submitted early in his career. I don't even know who these guys are, and I guess he got tapped by Manel Cap as well very early on in his career in the AFL. I think Andre Lima here is just a little bit faster than Barez. I think Barez gets started early really well, but Andre Lima having the good chin that he does, and I think he's just a little bit too fast for Barez. The boxing is just Andre Lima's style. We're going to be sitting in basically Andre Lima's world for 15 minutes, and we're going to be having Daniel Barez trying to attempt to force some pressure that Andre Lima's just not going to allow. He's just going to try and stay on the outside, most likely pick Daniel Barez apart, and he's going to be going to a point decision. I don't mind the look at the KO prop. It is plus 375, but I think the decision here is just a better bet. I think we are going distance, but to be completely honest, I think the money line is where it's at minus 400. Now we're going to move on to best bet number 3. We're going to be taking a look at Ryan Spann versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think Ryan Spann making a run at heavyweight here is exactly what he needs in his career. I think Ryan Spann can be a really fast heavyweight, and I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is kind of shit. I think he's fought some absolute trash competition. Lucas Bresky, Andrei Arlovsky, an old and weathered Andrei Arlovsky, and then Robel Spain, who was absolutely proven to be a can, has no grappling whatsoever. If you put it on his back, he's not going to be able to move like a fish out of water. And you have Ryan Spann, who still is dominating with his grappling. His guillotine is nasty. He's good jiu-jitsu, and he has power for days. He took out a lot of guys inside of the UFC, which he normally didn't. Like, he wasn't a guy that was a big power puncher. Took out Dominic Reyes, took out Misha Krikonov. You know, like, these are guys that have big fucking UFC resumes, and he's taking them out with one punch. I like Ryan Spann here. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is an absolute bum. I think he's going to get fraud checked here, and I think Ryan Spann as a plus 150 underdog is exactly what he needs to get a run at heavyweight, get a little dog status, get some fans in the mix, and we're going to make an absolute sprint down the lane. We're actually going to make a quick change. We're going to take Andre Lima out of the best bets. We're going to make him an honorable mention because I think it's a little bit too chalky of a line. I have a better pick coming up that is an underdog for the best bets, and I think I'm going to throw him in here. But first, let's just take a look at Kevin Vallejos versus Sungwoo Choi as my third best bet. We're going to be taking Kevin Vallejos by knockout at minus 130, or 160, excuse me. I think he's just fucking superior over Sungwoo Choi. Choi was absolutely rocked by Steve Garcia, and Garcia is one of those guys that kind of can blitz you and just figure it out. Kevin Vallejos is more calm. He's more calculated with his strikes, and I think here at minus 163 to get a knockout, he's perfect here. He's even saying himself, who wants to watch me knock out Choi, excuse me, it's happening this weekend, and I believe him. I think he gets a round 2 or a round 1 knockout over Sungwoo Choi, and Choi takes his ass back to Korea, and that's kind of it. I don't think he'll be inside of the UFC anymore. I don't think there's any room. I think he's going to move on to probably one of those other organizations like TFC, some of those Korean organizations where he can make, you know, kind of a move on the scene again, and maybe make his way back to the UFC. At this point, 33 or 32, I guess, not really happening. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't know why this stupid straw doesn't work, but a little bit of water spillage don't hurt nobody. We're going to move on to the final best bet of the evening. Alexander Hernandez versus Kurt Hallbaugh. This is going to be my lock of the week. I know I'm following a couple other guys who are taking this, but I was calling this fucking way long ago. Kurt Hallbaugh is going to outwork Alexander Hernandez. Hernandez gasses completely every single time I watch him fight. Usually in the second round, around the 7 or 8 minute mark, you'll see Hernandez take a deep breath, and he kind of starts backing up when he was moving forward before, and he starts kind of taking shots that he shouldn't be taking. He starts giving up positions that are kind of beneficial to him that he really shouldn't be giving up. And you have a guy in Kurt Hallbaugh who has the grappling to take it to Alexander Hernandez. He has the striking to stand with him and make him regret standing with him. He's able to trade, and I think Kurt Hallbaugh here at 38 years of age, he's still on a nice little run at lightweight. I think he wins here. I think Alexander Hernandez is kind of shit. I think he's terrible. I think the Great Ape makes his way down the list. He has a split decision with Damon Jackson, lost to Bill Algeo. These losses are not good. Split decision over an Austin Hubbard. Arguably could have lost that fight, even though I picked him to win that. We're taking Kurt Hallbaugh all day here. The underdog status is just disrespectful in my opinion. I don't believe he deserves it. And I like Kurt Hallbaugh as a plus 170. And on Bet365 sitting at a plus 190, I'd be betting it all day if I was any of you. It just makes sense to me. I just see him winning. I can see it really happening. Now we're going to move on to the props. We're going to pick a single prop from every single fight on the night, and we'll just see how we do, guys. This is what we do every single week. Let's see what it is. We're going to be going with Yunezi Dubin versus Carly Judice. We're going to take Dubin on the honestly on the money line. I think she's just plus 300 is too good for her. She has that knockout over Shannon Clark. She's on a little bit of a heat streak. I think she can keep it going against Carly Judice, who's 3-2 and looks absolutely shit. Josie Nunes versus Priscilla Cachoeira. If Priscilla takes her down, I think Nunes is kind of fucked, even though Nunes has somewhat half decent takedown defense, but I think Nunes is going to be forcing the pressure a little bit too much. And I did pick Priscilla to win inside of the predictions and breakdowns. I'm kind of still picking her here, but it's a little bit worrisome because I'm worried that Josie Nunes is probably just going to force the pressure no matter what. And seeing as she has 2 losses in a row inside of the UFC, she might just run down Priscilla. And Priscilla kind of, when she gets tired, she starts to really telegraph a lot of her shots, and I'm really worried that Nunes is going to clip her with her fucking left hand late in the fight. So we're going to probably take a layoff on that fight and not bet it. Daniel Perez versus Andre Lima. Again, Andre Lima by decision or knockout sitting at minus 250. I'd take it all day. Excuse me for 1 second. Jeez, now I can breathe and now I can actually talk. All right, now we have Stephanie Luciano versus Sam Hughes. Taking Sam Hughes on the money line, plus 225 is just too good for me, like I said. One of the best bets. Carlos Vera versus Josias Musasa. We're taking Josias Musasa by knockout. Carlos Vera has a very big chance to submit him here. He is one of those leg lock specialist guys. He's going to try and rip Josias' leg apart, but Musasa, I don't know why I'm lost here. As long as he can just keep the distance and not get into too sketchy of a situation with the ground game of Vera, he's going to knock him out, minus 150. I don't mind this. Su Young Yu versus AJ Cunningham. AJ Cunningham making the drop from his last fight at lightweight to 135 at bantamweight, taking the leap in his career from featherweight to bantamweight now. And he's fighting Su Young Yu, who looked half decent last time around. Problem being, He's one of the road to UFC guys. I do like Su Young Yu to win this fight. It's just AJ Cunningham does have a big chance to actually win a breakthrough here as an underdog, plus 450. He's going to be big for the weight class. He's going to have some power. And Su Young Yu kind of looks shitty against some guys in the road to UFC. He had a split decision loss or a split decision win. Looked really, really close. Could have gone either way. And Yu just got through his last fight against a guy who also only had been fighting road to UFC guys. So it's kind of weird. We're not really sure how to feel about it right now. I'm going to be taking the side of, Su Young Yu, though, by submission most likely. AJ Cunningham going to get caught in something, probably. We have Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann by knockout sitting at plus 450. I love it. Guillotine also plus 450. I mean, submissions live. I think both of them. Ryan Spann by finish. Let's see what that pays. Ryan Spann to win via KO or submission plus 190. I love it all day. Sungwoo Choi versus Kevin Vallejos. We're taking Kevin Vallejos by knockout minus 163 DR. Nurgozai, or what? DR Nurgozai. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't know why I fucked that up. DR is going to win by knockout minus 110. He missed weight by 5 pounds. He weighs like 210 or something. He's going to absolutely fucking torch this dude. We also have Damon Blackshear versus Cody Gibson. We're taking Cody Gibson by submission. I think Damon Blackshear by submission. I think Cody Gibson's just kind of terrible. I think he's a little bit older. He's a little bit vetted, but Damon Blackshear is superior on the ground. His jiu-jitsu's out of this world. And I think he's going to get a submission on Cody Gibson after getting that submission on Cody Stamann, who had never been submitted inside of his UFC career. We're going to be moving on next to, oh no, actually he did get submitted by knee bar, right? I think he got submitted by knee bar by Aljamain Sterling. Anyway, we're going to move on. Alexander Hernandez versus Kurt Holloway. Kurt Holloway we're taking on the line. Plus 225 is just too good for me against, or plus 190 is just too good for me against a guy that fucking gasses out 24/7. Chidi Njokuani versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Chidi's moving up to 155. So Elizeu is probably going to knock him out. Chidi missed weight again. I don't even know if this fight's going to be happening, but I like Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos after his last fight. Still proving that he's got the power to get it done. Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. Marvin Vittori's a lock. I like Marvin Vettori a lot, especially after the last fight, eating all the shots from Roman Dolidze. I don't think Dolidze has anything for him, and if it goes longer than the 3 rounds it went last time, Dolidze's fucked. We're going long here, and he's going to be having a problem. Now, the parlays. Early parlay. I really like this, especially for the underdogs. Priscilla, Dubin, and Hughes, plus 3,150. 15 bucks gets you 500. If you want to bet more of a safe parlay, we can go Andre Lima. We can go... Ooh. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let's see here. This is really hard this week. Kevin Vallejos by knockout. That's going to be a fucking early picks for sure. So we have plus 404. Andre Lima, Ryan Spann, Kevin Vallejos by knockout. I like this a lot. I'm going to be betting this for sure. We also have... Let's just pick all the good picks that we like here. I really like Sam Hughes, man. I'm not going to lie. I really, really like Sam Hughes. This is what I like, guys. Kurt Holloway, Damon Blackshear, DR Nurgozai. We have Kevin Vallejos, Ryan Spann, Sam Hughes, Andre Lima, Marvin Vettori, Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. 20 bucks is going to get you paid $3,331. Now, this is not going to hit, probably, most likely. There's a lot of underdogs on there. There's two or three big underdogs on here. Just be careful. Be careful when you're betting. I do like all of those picks, though. I think the parlays this week are a little bit harder. I think this is one of the better picks you can do, though. You have Kurt Holloway on the line. You have actually, you know what? This is a cycle parlay we can hit here. Kurt Holloway by decision. You have Damon Blackshear by submission, and you have Kevin Vallejos by knockout. We'll be taking 25 bucks on this weekend for a $908 payout. It's one of the best things I've seen all week. We're going to be taking it all day. Now, we're going to take a look at that basketball prop pick that we were talking about. Again, this is the end of the UFC section. If this is all you guys wanted to see, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you have not already. But if you guys want this NBA pick, let's take a look at it. LA Clippers versus the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to be taking over 233.5. The Hawks are averaging around 119, 120 points a game. We have the Clippers, who have the Kawhi Leonard active now. And when Kawhi Leonard's active, the team's averaging 113, I believe, to 117 points a game. We're averaging over 233.5 here. And if you're playing with statistics and you think it's going to happen, I believe they have also cashed the over 4-1 out of their last 5. So we're going to be taking that all day. Over 233.5 on March the 14th game at 7:30 p.m. EST. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys have not already. This was the betting talk. I will see you guys tomorrow for the UFC live. I will see you guys on Sunday for the recap and breakdown, and I will see you on Tuesday and Thursday for the predictions of the betting talk again. We'll see you guys all next week for it again. Hope you guys did enjoy. Talk to you later. Peace.